Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome, friends, to another broadcast. I can't say that this is a very happy broadcast, but alhamdulillah, we are here and we can talk. I'm sure we all know about what is going on in Palestine, what's happening in Israel. You'd have to be on another planet if you didn't know what was going on. It truly is a difficult time for the Palestinians. We can't ignore what has happened to them and what has been continuously happening to them. May we pray for them that there will be a resolution to this long situation, and we pray for all the victims on both sides, because really there is victims on both sides. You would have to be blind or ignorant not to see that, and we Muslims, we're not blind and we're not ignorant. You don't have to support Hamas to stand for Palestinian people and their rights. And you don't have to stand behind the politicians and the rulers of Israel to know that there are a lot of good people in that land. And I know some of them. And they are hurting for the Palestinians, just as we as Muslims are hurting. But you won't hear people talking about that. We have to be so careful who we're listening to and where we're getting our information from, because there's a lot of propaganda out there. This can be for good or for bad. This here, the cell phone, for good or for bad. Both take images. We want to be fair, and we want to be able to use our minds to not be taken in and fooled by things that may not be true. What is true is that the Palestinian people are hurting and they're dying every day. They are suffering. No water, no electricity, no gas, no food, nothing. And suffering. Such immense suffering. And their blood, their bones are in the rubble, while leaders continuously look out for their own best interest. Because really, that's what it comes down to. I don't care if it's leaders here in the West, Hamas, the leaders in Arab countries, they only look out for their best interest. And then the ones that get stuck are the innocent people, the innocent civilians, because of stupid leaders. And yes, even in Arab countries, I say it's stupid leaders. I am very upset and my emotions are hurting, because I don't like to see loss of any life. Muslim life or anybody else's life. Everybody has a right to exist and to live and enjoy life. Because at the end of the day, we all want the same thing. We want to be healthy. We want to be financially stable. We want our children to be healthy and happy and have good education. We want our families to thrive. We want a roof over our heads. We want food in the refrigerator and in the cupboard. We want the creature comforts. And that's everybody's right. We all want the same thing. So inshallah, I pray, and I hope that you are praying also. I know you are. I know the Muslims are praying for the Palestinian people. Pray for humanity, that people can live in peace, where one doesn't have to trample on the rights of the other, that people can coexist together without drowning the other one. How is that going to come about? Many people have one thing to say about it, and then other people have another thing to say about it, but I say it's Allah. Allah is the one that is going to have to fix this, and will fix it. He's the only one who can do it. Arab countries can't do it. They can't. Because they're too busy lying in bed with their own enemies. It's like, you'd be surprised who calls this one enemy, but they're really friends. They're in bed together, looking for their own best interest instead of looking for the best interest of the Palestinian people and every other people on this earth that are suffering. I don't support any political leaders. I don't, because they have all failed. All of them have failed. Think about it. In Arab countries, the political system is no good. If it was good, you'd see the Arab people thriving. You would see them thriving. Many of them will tell you, living here in this country and the United States, and even living in Israel and other countries, they're happier because they have more freedom and more rights. They can go to work, they can go to school, they can live their life. You ask them, would you like to go back to your Arab country? And most of them will say, no way. No. So Arab leaders have failed. And the West leaders have failed. I don't care what party you come from. Democrat, Republican, Liberal, I don't care. All parties have failed. And all have betrayed the Palestinian people. And the Israeli leaders have betrayed their people. And Arab leaders, you've betrayed your people. Hamas, call them whatever you want. I don't care. You want to call them the terrorist? Fine. You want to call them militia group? Fine. I don't care. I know that they are there claiming to fight for the people, and the people believe that they are there to help them. And when the people are down and they have been stepped on and they've pushed around and they have been hurting for years and years and years and years and years and years, Hamas looks good. Like, oh, maybe they can get us what we can't get on our own. Sadly for the people, the Hamas doesn't get anything done for them. Doesn't. Am I going to say anything bad about Hamas? Yeah, I could. But why? Nobody's going to listen, and people have their formed opinions already about them. Yeah, there's some good guys in there. There's some bad guys in there. But at the end of the day, where has it left the Palestinian people? Where has it left them? Because they're the ones under the rubble in the situation. Where's the Hamas leader? Where is he? He's not there with the people. He's somewhere cozy, schmozy, looking all nice, dressed up like a Westerner, telling the people, stay, fight, go shed blood. While he is somewhere cozy, safe and sound, plenty of food, plenty of electricity, plenty of water. While the people you claim to care for are dying. And yet you claim it. You make the claim that you care about the people. Well, why aren't you there with them? Why aren't you there with them? That's what a good leader does, sir. That's what a good leader does. Takes care of his people and stands by them. Doesn't abandon them. You think you're doing good, but you show to the world you're not doing good. You're not. To the world, they see it as something completely different. You haven't gained any points. I mean, it's shameful. It is shameful how these leaders, they claim to care about people, and yet they only end up bringing more pain and suffering on the people. You didn't think that the people were suffering already? Dying already? No, but you do it for your own personal gain. Your care is spelled G-R-E-E-D. Greed. That's your care for the Palestinian people. Shameful. Absolutely shameful. And violence only begets violence. It doesn't solve anything. It doesn't solve anything. You're just creating the next generation of haters. Because that's all it is. It's hate. It's hate. And in Israel, a lot of Jewish people, they hate one another. In Arabs cultures, they hate one another. In every religion, they hate. There's so much hate everywhere. That's the problem. And then good, honest-hearted, decent people get stuck in the crossfire. It's horrible. You can't ignore what's going on in the world. You can't. You can't ignore it. I mean, it's scary out there. And everybody wants to see justice. Everybody wants to see the Palestinian people free. But only by the will of Allah is it going to happen. Because we can't put our trust in any politicians. We can't. Any leaders, any militia groups, we can't. The only one we can put our complete trust in is Allah. I don't care which leaders it is. Again, Israel, the West, from the Arab world. You can't put your trust in any of them. Because they're all in bed together. No, really, they're all in bed together. And Mossad. I won't even go there. But Mossad. Again, they're all in bed together. And then the only ones that suffer at the end of the day are the innocent civilians. Ya Allah. What I would say is we all have to stand up for what is right, but we have to pray like we have never prayed before. We have to pray to Allah and show Allah that we really care about our Muslim brothers and sisters. Because right now we don't care about one another. We don't. We don't. And they always say the way you behave in your own house is how you will behave outside. We can't even keep our own house in order. It's shameful. Shameful. And you got people coming on TV showing this and showing that, and you don't know what's real, what's not real. You have to be so careful. There's so much propaganda out there. And that's from both sides. Both sides. Mama didn't raise no dummy here. Okay? I can honestly say it's from both sides. You know, you have to have a clear mind. You have to be objective. So you have to be very careful with all the propaganda that is out there. As far as I'm concerned, the Palestinians have been betrayed by all sides. The Israelis have been betrayed by all sides. That's how I feel. Because each one was depending on someone. And that someone let them down. And then you have innocent children dying for no reason. For no reason. Children who haven't even had a chance to grow up to live their life. Children have nothing to do with anything. Innocence. Yet they die. Their blood is being spilled. While the grown men, Hamas, and the political leaders are sleeping in comfy, womfy beds, eating the best of foods, enjoying great life. Bravo. Bravo, Hamas. Bravo, political leaders. Bravo. Look at the mess you have all made. Oh, Lord. But there are a lot of people that they're waking up. They're waking up. And they're seeing things for what they are. And they have the Palestinian people in their hearts. And the innocence from the other side. They have them in their heart too. Because one person should not be exterminated for another person to live. No. No. All have a right to live. Our world needs more voices of reason. Needs people with integrity. Right now, we don't have voices of reason, and we don't have people with integrity on this side or that side. People can't even talk to one another. Everybody is so busy trying to say, I'm right, I'm right, I'm right, I'm right, I'm right. You don't have the right to talk. And then when you say something somebody doesn't like, they're ready to shut you down and cancel you. They don't want to hear it. See, that's the problem. People don't want to listen to one another. They want to talk over one another. You don't get anything done. You don't get anything solved by talking over one another. Hey, in this situation, I get it. The waters run deep. The emotions are deep. The passion is deep. But you gotta be so careful. That's why I say you have to be objective. And you have to have trust in Allah. You have to have trust in Allah. Because if you don't put your trust in Allah, you think that you can resolve anything or you can change a person's opinions, you're fooling yourself. No matter how many times, if somebody already has a deep-seated opinion about something, you're not going to change them. But if anything, inshallah, they can sympathize with you. And there are a lot of people who can sympathize. They're intelligent enough to sympathize. Because this is about humanity. You know, I can't shut somebody else down and try to silence somebody else down. I don't want to do that. I want to listen to all sides. Because I know if I try to shut somebody else down, I'll be the next one that they try to shut down. You need to let people speak. You need to let them speak. Don't try to silence people. Let them speak. Try to find a middle ground. To find a way to live in peace and to work things out. Palestinian people have been suffering, and we Muslims, we're living in Western culture, and many of us in Europe, we're living good life. We're living good life. Because none of us would say, oh yeah, I want to go back and live there. Yeah, we'll go and visit. But none want to go back. They wouldn't want to go back. Not until things become more settled in Arab countries, right? Because there's a lot of problems in Arab countries. Think about it. They can't even fix the problems in their countries. How are they going to fix the problem in Palestine? How? You can't even fix the mess in your own countries. The United States can't fix the mess in their country. Right here. They can't. How are you going to fix it somewhere else? Again, that's what I say. This is going to be Allah's doing to eradicate all of this mess. Only God can do it. Humans have shown throughout history they cannot do it. They can't. And going out there and acting like fools, killing people, causing more distress and destruction, it doesn't do nothing. It doesn't do nothing. And it shows what we are. It shows what we are. Muslim knows that life is precious. You don't go slaughtering people because some guy on the other side would go and do it. You do it, you go to jail. And he's still living his good life. It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, people, when your life is threatened and you have no other choice, yes. But nobody's threatening your life. Why would you go out and hurt another soul? There is such a thing as self-defense. But just to go out and hurt people for the heck of it? No. No. And you young people out there, you need to be careful, you protesters out there. I understand your passion and your compassion for what's going on in Palestine. It hurts. I understand. And we want better for the people, but you need to be careful how you go about it. You need to be very careful because it could affect your future. Your face gets plastered all over the media, you get in papers. It could ruin your chances of getting a job in the future, your education. You need to find a way to do what you need to do to help the Palestinian people without getting yourself into problems. And again, I understand this runs deep. It hurts. We hurt. You hurt one member of the body, you hurt all. But getting out there and doing stupid things, no. You have to be careful. If something happens to you, if you're a Muslim young man and you're the only one your mom has, if something happens to you, who's going to take care of your mom? Or your grandma, or your grandpa? If something happens to you, who's going to take care of them? You have to think about your family and think about yourself in your future. The best thing that you can do for the Palestinian people is pray for them. Pray for them. Pray for all. Because there's victims on all sides here. Victims on all sides. I don't know. It's like I said one time in a video before. It's like with all this technology, you would think that humans would be better. They don't get better. They just get worse. Now you have to be careful with AI, because they use AI. They can get any photo. And with the AI technology now, they can do so much to make things look really bad. And you young people, they can take your photo and put you someplace where you never were. You need to be very careful what you do. To be very careful. I mean, don't do anything that is going to cause your mom tears or your dad tears. If something happens to you and you go to jail, who's going to have the money? Maybe you come from a poor family, I don't know. Who's going to have the money to take you out of the jail? Do what you need to do, but mostly in a peaceful way, and a way that doesn't get you into trouble. Can get your message across in a good and decent and peaceful way without harming yourself in the future. And again, prayer is the most powerful thing. Pray for the Palestinian people. Pray for all people that are suffering and hurting, because we Muslims, we are peaceful people. We tell people that all the time when we're out making dawah. We tell people we're peaceful, and then when people see what is going on, they don't see us as peaceful people. They don't. They don't. And just because, you don't like something that somebody says, don't try to shut them down. Let them talk. Don't let your anger get the best of you. Don't let it get the best of you. You know, learn to be a productive listener. Because sometimes when you listen, you get more from that than speaking. More result. You know, crimes against humanity are not acceptable. Not acceptable. Everybody, again, like I said, everybody's just trying to live their life. The Palestinian people have just been trying to live their life. They want their piece of land. They want to enjoy their life, see their children thrive. The Israeli citizens, they want the same thing. Inshallah, they can find a way that everything turns out that it's in the best interest of all. You don't want to inflame people any more than they already are inflamed. You don't want to do that. And as I said, you know, these politicians out there and all of these leaders, you know, the very people I said they claim to care about, but their actions don't show that. Don't. All they do is aggravate matters. They just aggravate it. I was watching the news the other day, and there was these two Muslim ladies, Arabs. I don't know if they were Arabs. Maybe they were imposters. I don't know. You never know. And there was a Jewish girl, and she was putting up posters of the missing children. And those two women were taking the posters down, and I thought, why? Ya Allah. And one of the women said, what about the Palestine children? Well, I'm sure if somebody was putting up posters of Palestine children, nobody would have been taking them down. Because anybody who cares about children wants those children's families to be found, those children to have a home to go to be safe. So I didn't like that. I didn't like seeing those two women doing what they were doing, and one with her skirt on where her butt was all shapely and showing. It's like, what is this? What is this? You're walking around dressed like that, and you complaining about this girl putting up posters to find the families of these kids, and you're walking around with your bottom, with the form of your rear end, and getting... You could hear in their voices the hatred. It's like, then you shouldn't be there. Go back to where you came from. You don't like it. You know, Muslim women, we don't behave like that. We love our children. If we're mothers, we love our children. We would die for our children, right? Other mothers would do the same thing. We can sympathize. We can have empathy to understand that. So why you go walking around like that and bringing the posters down and making yourself look like idiots? Because that's what you make yourself look like. It's sad. It's like no matter which side you are on, be decent human being. Be decent human being. Sometimes the oppressed can become the oppressor. Those two women there look like the oppressor to me. Nobody's disturbing you. It's a public street. People have a right to put up posters. If my cat goes missing, I have a right. I can put a poster out there. My cat is missing. Reward, whatever. And here the girl is putting posters up trying to help out missing children, and you just taking the posters down. You make yourself look like jerks. And you're Muslim women. I believe this was in London, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was in London. Shameful behavior. Shameful. It's amazing that I read somewhere, I don't remember where it was, but years ago, and I still remember it, that in the worst of times and in the worst of conditions, that's when you see people's true colors. I believe that to be true. I wish I could remember where I read that and whose quote that is, because That's an amazing quote. They deserve so much credit for that quote because it's true. The worst of times and the worst of conditions, you see the true character and the true personality of people. You know, yeah, I mean, if you're going to be impartial, I mean, you can't switch it on and off. Either you are or you're not. So don't be fake. Don't be fake. You know, it's like people talk bad about Donald Trump. I don't like him. But again, you know, I don't like any politicians. But I can respect him because he doesn't try to pretend to be something he's not. He is what he is. You got to respect that. At least he doesn't be fake. You may not like him, but you got to respect the man. Because he is what he is. You like it or you don't like it. He doesn't care. But at least he's showing his true colors. Many people walk around and the very people that you think care and are good, exactly the opposite. They don't care. They're not good. Just like with Hamas, a lot of those guys in there, they could be good guys. You don't know. But because of their leader, they all do what he wants to do because they think he cares about them, and he doesn't care about them. Look at him. I couldn't believe it when I saw him on the news, and he's dressed like a Harvard professor, you know, all clean shaven, good looking guy. All clean shaven, looking like he's healthy as can be, eating good and everything. And I'm thinking, oh my God, ya Allah, this guy is living the good life. Why, the Palestinian people are under the rubble with their blood and their bones, their skin. Ya Allah. I know, again, there's many people with opinions. There's many people with their thinking. I'm not here to change anybody's opinions or thinking. That's not my objective because I can't do that. As again, I said before, and I'll say it again, it's only Allah who can fix this mess. Only Allah. I just felt like I needed to come out and express myself and hear what you all think. You know? May Allah make it easy on our children, because our children have to watch this every day. Seeing the children of the world suffering, dying. My God, I mean, you think about the Palestinian people, they have been subjected to so much horror. Day in and day out. Can only pray that it gets better for them, and can only pray that it gets better for everyone who's a victim of some kind of atrocities out there. Again, you can't exterminate one people for the benefit of others. It's not right. But again, our leaders have failed the people. Simple as that. The leaders have failed the people. And you're never going to see it, not in our lifetime. You're not going to see a resolution to this. Inshallah, I'm wrong. Inshallah, I'm wrong. And again, only by the will of Allah will this be resolved, because it's not going to happen under human authority. So again, let us keep our Palestinian brothers and sisters in our prayers. And let us use our voices to support them and help them. But let us use our voices for all humanity. All humanity can be in peace. Everyone can be happy in their homes, in their pieces of land. Nobody has to be killed. Families don't have to be broken and torn apart. Pray for that. Pray for it. And if you don't like the opinions of others, and don't shut them down, because you may be the next person to be shut down. Freedom of speech is a beautiful thing, but it should never be abused. Never. I pray for your families. Pray for the Palestinian people. Pray for the Israeli people. Pray for all humanity. That all people can come together as one. Serving God in righteousness and goodness. And in peace. Until we meet again, beloved brothers and sisters. Assalamu alaikum. Rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.